So before starting about this operational amplifier, we'll just see what actually amplifier is. Actually, amplifier is a electronic circuit which will varies the signal parameter. The signal parameters are voltage, current, and power. If you apply at the input some sinusoidal waveform, you will get for the sinusoidal waveforms at the output of the amplifier increased voltage. Then that amplifier we are calling it as voltage amplifier. The same amplifier, if applied sinusoidal signal at the output, the current is increased, then that is current amplifier. The same way applied input signals, power is improved at the output of the amplifier, then that is power amplifier. Anyhow, all these amplifiers we are not studying. We are only studying voltage amplifier. Means voltage signal is applied at the input for an amplifier. So this is voltage in. At the output, you will get voltage increase. So please observe, amplifier, whether it is any amplifier, has to satisfy faithful amplification. Meaning the input wave shape is sinusoidal and is having the time period t. So the output is also has to be sinusoidal and this time period also has to be t. Means if time period is varying means frequency is varying, right? So let us say if it is having 100 hertz frequency, applied input signals frequency is 100 hertz, the output signal frequency also has to be 100 hertz. So to summarize this, what I am telling, the amplifier cannot alter the wave shape of the applied input signal. It need to give the output of the amplifier same wave shape but increased any one of the parameter. That parameter can be voltage, current, or power. So we are discussing here only increasing the voltage parameter. So this amplifier is voltage amplifier. So amplifier is an electronic circuit which increases the any one of the signal parameter. So generally now we'll see about the operational amplifier. Operational amplifier, as the name suggests, it will do some operations. Those operations are some mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. These are some of the mathematical operations done by operational amplifier, and in short we will call it as op amp. In short we will call this as op amp. So different companies will fabricate this op amp IC. Op amp IC. So one popular IC is MUA 741. The company is Fairchild. Fairchild company will fabricate this MUA 741. So the first two letters is not that much important for you in the syllabus, but you remember that the general purpose and most popular op amp IC is 741. 741. So if you see the typical applications of this op amp, we will use this in the audio amplifiers, oscillators, filter circuits, and instrumentation circuit. Audio amplifiers, as you know, PA system, public addressing system. Generally, wherever you see mic and the loudspeaker, that is PA system. There, audio amplifiers will inside that PA system. Audio amplifiers will be there. So, audio amplifiers we will use op amp. Oscillator means just waveform generator. Whether we want a sine wave or square wave, those signals will be generated. Filters, there are different types of filters are there. Means particular range of frequencies allowed or stopped by these filter circuits. Instrumentation amplifier is to detect the very less amplitude signal. And this is having some specifications. Anyhow, we don't need to much discuss about the instrumentation amplifier also. Our focus is here discussing about the operation amplifier. So these are the some of the applications of the operation amplifier. If you see operational amplifier IC, mainly it is having, this is the symbol of op amp. This is the symbol of op amp. You see operational amplifier will have two inputs, two power supplies, and one output and one output. So you just see here, you may ask, sir, whether the amplifier need to have two inputs. No, amplifier will have only one input. That too, this whatever input we are talking about here, these inputs are AC inputs, and whatever this power supply we are seeing, these are DC, DC and output. So as this is the IC, inside the op amp, there are so many circuits will be there. Those circuits we will see when you're discussing about the inside block diagram of operational amplifier. But you just know here we are giving two inputs. One of the input we are calling it as inverting input, and one more input we are calling it as non-inverting input. We will see in the next slide why the name, but we'll try to understand here. We are applying two inputs because generally if we apply for an amplifier one input and one output, is input, amplifier and output. If any input noise is there, that is also amplified by the amplifier, and at the output that noise level even further increases. So to avoid the input noise, we consider two inputs. We consider two inputs, from one input from here and one input from here. And if you try to subtract those two inputs, the difference between these two inputs applied as an effective input to the amplifier, let us say the difference is Vd, then Vd equal to V plus minus V minus. So V, where V plus is the effective voltage appearing at the non-inverting input, whereas V minus is the effective input appearing at the inverting input of the operation amplifier. So Vd is the difference between V plus and V minus. I'm just assuming some notation V plus and V minus. So the difference between V plus and Vb is the Vd voltage. This Vd voltage only effectively appearing as input to the op amp. So output, if you say V naught, or the op amp V naught equal to, any amplifier will have some gain multiplied by input, here is Vd, effective input appearing as appearing for the op amp is Vd. So V naught equal to, for an op amp, this you just see here, this op amp is in open loop. The op amp is in open loop, right? Open loop meaning there won't be any connection from output to input. As will you able to see the presentation I'm showing?
Yes, sir.
Then fine. So output of the operational amplifier is V naught equal to A into Vd, but this A gain we will give some name. The gain of this operational amplifier is A. As the operational amplifier is an open loop, we will name it as open loop gain. Anyhow, operation amplifier is used in the closed loop also. That's why this difference. So generally operational amplifier output is open loop gain multiplied by VD multiplied by VD. This is the output of the operational amplifier. So you understood why we are taking two inputs only to nullify the input noise. If noise is coming from here, if noise is coming from here, as you are applying difference between the two inputs, so now noise coming from the input effectively eliminated. Only whatever the input you are applying, that input only appearing as input to the amplifier, and that input only amplified, and noise is completely rejected. So operational amplifier, what it will do, it will amplify the difference of the input, difference of the input. You just see here in this equation. So if you want to see this operational amplifier pin diagram and how commercially this operational amplifier look like, just see. So this is the operational amplifier IC will look like, and with notch is there. This one is pin number 1. This, this is the pin diagram. So this is pin number 1, 2, 3 going anti-clockwise, 4, 5, 6 like that. So pin number 2 is inverting input, pin number 3 is non-inverting input. As the dual power supplies are there, this is negative supply is pin number 4, positive DC power supply at pin number 7, and output is at pin number 6. And this 1 and 5 purpose is bit different. Generally, if you don't apply any input, you connect both to ground, and you are expecting that as you are not applied any input, output is 0. But some cases the output will be non-zero, because this operational amplifier is having very high gain. Because of that high gain, the output of the operational amplifier is non-zero. To make that, means that is error, right? If you are applying input 0, you need to get the output 0. But practical op amp will get non-zero output. So that error, to reduce that error, we will connect between these two pin number 1 and 5 some variable resistance, and we will adjust and we will make output 0. That is one way. There are other ways are there to make the output of the operational amplifier 0 if you are not applying any input. So whatever we discussed in this slide, if I combine all these 3 pictures here, so the pin diagram, each pin number and pin name, you can see here. So this arrow talks about the signal flow, direction of signal flow. So this is the symbol and the output equation of the operational amplifier. Output equation of the operational amplifier is V naught equal to AOL into VD. So why you are calling this above pin number 2 is as non-inverting input? Why you are calling below pin number 3 as a non-inverting input? We will see. And always remember, when you are drawing any time the operational amplifier, to try to mention minus input above and plus input below always. So thus mentioning the sign when you are drawing op amp circuit is very important. These signs minus and plus. So make a habit of writing always minus sign, that is inverting input above, non-inverting input below. I'm repeating once again, mentioning these signs in the op amp circuits is very important. So why you are calling it as this as inverting input? Because if you apply input at here and if you see the input and output are 180 degrees phase shift. That's why this input is inverting input. The same way, if you apply input at here plus terminal, if you compare input and outputs, there won't be any phase shift. That's why non-inverting input. This pin is non-inverting input. So now we will see the important parameter of the operational amplifier, that is CMRR, common mode rejection ratio. To understand this, first we need to see what actually there inside. The first internal stage of operational amplifier is differential amplifier. So most of the input characteristics of the operational amplifier will follow this differential amplifier. So we'll try to understand this differential amplifier. As you know, operational amplifier is having two inputs. So this differential amplifier will also have two inputs like this. This is plus VCC and this is minus VE. I'm just writing a vague diagram, not writing the detailed diagram. So this is pin number 2, that is minus. This is pin number 3. This is plus. So you just please note your inverting and non-inverting terminals are connected to base of the transistor. This is actually BJT. This is actually BJT connected to base of your transistor. And if you want to see the output of a differential amplifier, output is obviously proportional to difference of the applied input. So if you want to remove the proportionality constant, you will add AD, where AD is the gain offered to the difference of the input signal, gain offered to the difference of the input signal. So here we are calling it as AD because it is the differential gain or difference gain. The gain offered to the difference input is differential gain. As we seen in the previously, the operation amplifier is in open loop, that is open loop gain. Same way here the differential amplifier output is V naught. The gain offered to the difference of the input signal is AD, so that's why differential gain. So ideally the output of the differential amplifier is following this equation, but so here the equation AD equal to V naught by VD. From this you got this equation. So but practically if we see, as V naught equal to AD into V2 by V1, so if you apply, both are same inputs, inverting input and non-inverting inputs are same, so this difference becomes 0, then the output becomes 0 volts. But practically the output is not 0, the practically output is not 0, meaning there is some signal is appearing, so that's why you're not getting the zero output zero output. So that signal, as we are applying two signals V1 comma V2, so that's, we are applying two signals, we will consider the two signals average V1 plus V2 by 2. This we are calling it as common, right? Average of the two signals, this is the average of two signals, that we are calling it as common signal. Because of this common signal, when you apply at the input of the operation amplifier same input, you are not getting the zero output, you are getting non-zero output, because not only difference of the two signals is appearing as input, the average of two signals also appearing as input to the differential amplifier. That's why the output is non-zero. That's why the output is non-zero. So because of this common signal, whatever output you are getting is ACM into VCM, whereas ACM is the gain offered to the common mode signal. This is practical case. But in this, if I combine the response because of difference of the input, response because of common mode signal, this is the final output. But in this, what is the wanted for the user? This is wanted This is unwanted. I don't want this. I don't want this. But somehow, because you are applying two inputs, not only difference is appearing as effective input, the average of the two inputs also appearing as input. So that is practical consideration we can't avoid. But what we can do is we can try to reduce the gain offered to the common mode signal. We can reduce. So in this, when you're designing a differential amplifier, we will try to offer more gain, more differential gain, and we'll try to reduce common mode gain, so that the differential amplifier will amplify only difference of the input and try to nullify the effect of common mode signal on the output. So to measure this, we will use the parameter common mode rejection ratio. Common mode rejection ratio meaning the ability of the operational amplifier or differential amplifier effectively rejecting the common mode signal. Effectively rejecting the common mode signal. So for that, so definition, if you write in the mathematical form, so gain of offered to the different signal and gain offered to the common mode signal. So CMR equal to AD by ACM. So ideally, the gain offered to the common mode signal is 0. So then ideal value of CMR is infinity. So AD by ACM. So ACM is 0. This is 0. That's why CMRR is infinity, ideal value. So CMRR is represented in decibels. So as we are seeing, all these gains are voltage gains. Voltage gains are there, then 20 log AD by ACM. So ideal value of CMRR is infinity, but practical value of CMRR is from 80 to 100 dB. This is about CMRR and very very important parameter of the operational amplifier. So whatever we discussed, this is regarding the differential amplifier. Same applicable for operational amplifier also. Same. There is no change. Exactly whatever we discussed till now for the differential amplifier, differential gain, different signal, common mode gain, common signal, all are applicable for operational amplifier. Now if we see the different modes of operating the operational amplifier, different input modes, there are two modes are there. One is differential mode and one is common mode. Now if we just now we see in right, if you are applying two inputs, there are two inputs will be there. So that only we are calling it as a modes, different input modes. So first one input mode is differential mode. In that, how you are applying, as the two inputs were there, whether you are applying one input at a time or both the inputs at a time. If you are applying one input at a time, means that is single-ended differential mode. If you are applying two inputs at a time, that is double-ended differential mode. So you just see here single-ended differential mode. The input is applied at one of the input terminal and one more input terminal is grounded. As here you applied input to the inverting terminal, that's why it is inverting mode. And here the input is applied to non-inverting terminal, that's why this is non-inverting mode. Based on where you are applying the input, we are calling it as inverting mode and non-inverting mode. Please note, inverting mode, one more input will be grounded. And if you apply two inputs simultaneously, you just see here, if the input one is having is wave shape like this, so input 2 has to be out of phase with the input 1. Out of phase with the means these two signals has to be 180 degrees phase shift. Please observe here. Please observe here. Both are 180 degrees phase shift. Then we can call the op amp is in double-ended differential mode. Then op amp is there in double-ended differential mode. So this whatever is there, both are equivalent. This whatever you applied here can show like this also. Only one source, one source positive is connected to inverting terminal, source negative is connected to my non-inverting terminal. Please note the input to the operational amplifier is AC. Please note the input to the operational amplifier here, whatever we are showing, this is AC source. This is AC source. This is AC source. AC source means it is having some frequency, some frequency. So common mode means this can also be realized as like this. Minus and plus. Short the both the inputs and commonly apply one input. So these two are same. As you know, whatever is input is applied at the inverting input, whatever input applied at the non-inverting input, both are in phase. Both are in phase. Both are in phase. Then we can say that the operation amplifier is operating in common mode. Common mode. These are the different modes of operation of operational amplifier. One is differential mode, one is common mode. Now if you see the block diagram of yeah, till now anybody have any doubt? Till now any doubts anybody have? Anybody have any doubts? Moving on to the block diagram of operation amplifier. The internal block diagram of operation amplifier is shown here. It is having four blocks shown here. The first internal stage, as we discussed in the previous discussion, is differential amplifier, and which will be amplifying the difference of the input signal, and which will give very high gain. And to increase the operational amplifier gain further, we'll use one more amplifier, that intermediate stage. Only thing is here the two amplifiers are connected in cascade, meaning if this amplifier is having gain 10, if this amplifier is having gain 10, overall if you measure here, the gain offered to the signal is 100, means the both the gains are multiplied. So to increase the gain, we will cascade the amplifiers like this, so that if you with the small gain amplifiers, if you are cascaded, you will get a huge gain like this. Then the output of the intermediate stage is connected to the level shifter. Generally, level shifter means the amplifier's DC levels has to be maintained properly. And you see here the input stage is directly connected to the intermediate stage, and intermediate stage is directly connected to the level shifter stage. So there is no DC isolation from one stage to another stage. No capacitors are used between. So the DC also amplified, and the DC while coming to here after the intermediate stage, the DC level will be not at the zero. The DC level of the circuit will go above. So that makes the transistor operating inside the circuit saturated. But if you want to operate the BJT as an amplifier, we need to be operate that in active region. So shifter circuit will, what it will do is, will bring back this DC level to zero again. It will bring back the DC level to zero again, so that the BJTs operate in the circuit will be operated in active region only. So that if the DC level is shifted, that has to be brought back to zero again. So bringing back the DC level to zero will be done by level shifting circuit. And final stage of the operational amplifier is the complementary push pull power amplifier. Generally, for any system, the final stage is very very important. Till now we increase the signal voltage level of the signal, but that has to be properly given to the load, right? If you want to properly given to the load, not only voltage of the final output, it has to give some sufficient amount of current. That is possible only with the help of power amplifiers. That's why final stage we will use the, among the power amplifiers, this complementary push pull power amplifier is very very important. So we will use at the output stage of the operation amplifier complementary push pull power amplifier circuit. And the one more important parameter of this complementary push pull power amplifier is the output impedance is very very less. So this is about the internal block diagram of operation amplifier.